Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Sunday afternoon. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I got a cool story to tell you. My wife was on her way to church this morning and she texted me back. Hey, there's a yard sale out here in Carlton. It's about 6 miles from here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me think about it. And I was pretty tired from unloading and just getting ready. And I went and picked up Ron. I decided to, and we went and got coffee and we jetted out there. As soon as I walked up to this place, you're not going to believe what I scored. So I thought I would show it to you. And if you're into that, stick around and let's do this. Here we go. My favorite stove. This is my favorite stove of all time. You've seen me say it 100 times. I've got multiple favorites, but this really is a magical stove, and quite frankly, probably my favorite. As you all know, if you don't already, the fuel is unobtainium. You can buy it on eBay and stuff, but it's ridiculous what they. I mean, you could get like $30 to $50 or up for even a smaller can of this Power Max fuel. But there's about a half a can in here. The bag, which is really cool, and not the single but the double stove. Check this beauty out. It's in kind of a rough shape. I'll tell you. I don't know hopefully it's just not tons of use, or if the guy was just kind of slobby, but there's like food particles and stuff down inside here. I'm going to try to get it all out. I'll show you how this works. So as you see here, this is your little ground stand or your kickstand, and if you look in here, you'll see that it's a very proprietary valve in there, and there's the end of the can there. And basically you stick this in and then you half turn it and it locks it in. And this is pretty cool. This has valve one direction will give you your pressure for the other, and the opposite direction will give you the other pressure. And I'll show you, this is one of my favorite parts. It accordions. You see that? It gives you a really nice, stable cooking surface. Just look at that beauty. I'll tell you what we're after is that grime that's down in here and all the egg and all this stuff right here. I learned how to do fast forward on the video. I'm going to try it and let's see what happens. We did it. We did it. It cleaned up pretty good. I don't know if you could tell or not. It's got those burner cups cleaned up pretty decent, but all the egg off of this, and I wiped it down with vinegar. I got a lot of grime off of it, a lot of grease, and then neutralized it, wiped everything down with water, and I think we're ready to fire this baby. What do you think? Let's do it. What I wanted to point out is that that's not threaded. This nipple here in the middle is not threaded. This kind of has a look of a familiar bottle that you've probably seen, but it's not. It's totally smooth. So here we go. We'll put this in here and then push it in and give it a half turn, and we're good. That should do it. And let's see. Okay, I got sound there, and it's gonna work. Gonna work. Here we go, one at a time. Oh yeah! Let's get this one nice and hot. See that? That's full blast. There we go. There's simmer. All right, let's fire the other burner. Woo, doggy. Spicy. All right, I got my fan blowing in here. This flame here is definitely burning nicer than this one. Absolutely nicer. Let's see. They probably used this one more than this one. Let's see how there's a little bit of yellowing in there. And the other one's perfect. Let's just let them burn. Yeah, I think it's settling in. All right, so we got a nice boil on one of my favorite kettles here. I'm gonna set it off to the side. Look at that beauty. Now I want to show you a new kettle that I have. It's a Mountain Safety Research. It's a kettle, and look at the little bitty spout right here. See that? Just barely, so it doesn't snag up on anything if you're going to use this to nest. Down here it says MSR. You see that there? Pretty cool. Let's watch this one boil. I turned off the other burner. I just don't want to waste the fuel. Very curious how this pours. Wow, it really gets busy. Look at it. Almost like bursts out of there like a tea kettle. Very cool. Let's see how it pours. Perfect. Wow, that just barely pokes out of there. All right, we got it. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the Expedition. I really appreciate it. It's a Peak 1. It's one of the great Coleman products. Man, I just can't wait for somebody to come up with an adapter to get this fuel so that we can just use these at will. You know, someday. Everybody, have a great Sunday. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you next time.